This video is about Desert Bred Arabians or Arabian horses in general, and my opinion about their bloodlines and their bodies or the body conformation of the Arabian horse and their history. As I said before in my videos and in the book, Arabian horses these days, when I say an Arabian horse, most people think about the current Arabian horses that you see in show contests, or what we call beauty shows or beauty contests. You see the horse in a show and you see a beautiful creature doing some moves, someone leading him, and you think this is the Arabian horse who lived for hundreds or even thousands of years in the Arabian Peninsula. The common normal person thinks in that way. The fact is, the Arabian horses you see currently in shows, beauty contests, whatever you want to call them, is not actually the Arabian horse in the past. 100 years ago, 200 years ago, even 90 years ago, if you see the pictures of the grandfathers or the grandmothers or the ancestors of the current Arabian horses, you would see that they are completely different, especially in the shape of the head or the nose and the tail and the body conformation or the conformation of the body. So his grandfather or grandmother is completely different than him. That means the Arabian horse you see right now in these shows or contests is not actually the Arabian horse in the past when it comes for the appearance and the outside. Maybe the bloodline sometimes is pure, like some Arabian horses in beauty shows like Desert Bred Arabians or Egyptian Arabians are pure Arabians. Pure Arabians means the bloodline of that horse goes back to the, let's say, mainland of the horse. They will give you the bloodline until they reach to the mainland of the horse, which is the Arabian Peninsula. It's like saying a white person or a black person in America, but he can follow his ancestors back to his original homeland or country or city. That means he's pure when it comes for the bloodline. But I'm not talking about the bloodline, I'm talking about the appearance. 90% of the horses you see in beauty shows or beauty contests, whatever you want to call them, I call it, let's say, fashion shows. It's like fashion models, that's all. Anyways, when you see the horse, the appearance you see did not exist in the past, to a point that even the grandfather or the grandmother of this exact horse was completely different than him, to a point that his grandfather, father or grandmother is actually closer to the current Desert Bred Arabians more than him. So when your father or grandfather or grandmother is not like you when it comes for the appearance, that means you changed through the years. Over time, you changed. Now, is that change a good thing or a bad thing? A disadvantage or an advantage? That's an opinion. We could disagree about that. Let's say we agree to disagree about that. Some people will say it's an advantage and we developed Arabian horses when it comes for the appearance. They became more beautiful. Some people will have that opinion, the people who care about the appearance. Most people, especially Arabians in the past, will say that you ruined the horse. He became very weak. He's not as fast as he used to be. He can't handle the long distance as much as he did in the past. He's not as strong, as light, as flexible as he used in the past, as he used to be in the past. So it's different opinions. But the fact is, they changed. The Arabian horse you see right now in the beauty shows or contests, not the Desert Bred Arabian, not the pure Egyptian Arabians, not the very good Polish or French Arabians. I'm talking about the horses you see in beauty contests, when they care about the tail and the very light or let's say thin neck and the shape of the head more than the body, more than the conformation of the body. So when you look at the horse, you see a weak, very, let's say, light, beautiful horse. But when you look at the pictures and the videos of the old Arabian horses, you see a very tough, strong, let's say, flexible horse. Because they wanted the horse for battles, for hunting, for racing. Now they want the horse for a beauty show. Just look at the horse, enjoy the view, go home. So the goals are different, so the horses through time changed. You can call that change a development, some people will do. You can call this a change a bad thing, a lot of other people will say that. But we cannot, let's say, deny the change that happened. Now, if you look at the Desert Bred Arabians, when you say desert bred, that means the Arabian horses who remained in their homeland. in the Arabian Peninsula, the Arabian Gulf countries these days. So this horse is originally from this place and did not leave the original homeland or the country for years. So the shape of the body, the head, the tail, the conformation of the body is still the same. The horse did not change. That's why if you look at any picture of old Arabian horses, old Polish Arabians, old French Arabians, old Spanish Arabians, even old Egyptian Arabians, old Syrian Arabians, old Iraqi Arabians or Iraqi Arabians, they are closer to the current desert bred Arabians you see these days than their current sons and daughters. So if you see a horse in a beauty show, his, let's say, 10th or 11th grandfather looks looks closer to the current desert bred Arabian you have right now than his own son or daughter, and that's a fact. That means the only true Arabian horse when it comes for the appearance right now is the desert bred Arabian or some Barb Arabians in North Africa and West Africa or North and West Africa, and the current desert bred Arabians. All the other Arabians, like the current Polish Arabians, current Egyptian Arabians, especially the ones in beauty contests, and the current French Arabians, are very far, when it comes for the appearance, from the original Arabian horse in the past. That's a fact. There is no opinion about it. The opinion is about, is that fact a good thing or a bad thing? Is changing the appearance of the old Arabian horse a good thing or a bad thing? That's an opinion. Opinions are like noses. Everyone has a nose, and there is let's say a bad version of this example or saying, but I will not say it. Anyways, everyone has his opinion or her opinion, but at the end there's a fact that you cannot deny. You can try denying it, but there is no proof. If you deny that fact, you have to bring, or let's say give me a real proof, and there is no real proof to deny a fact that has a lot of proofs. Pictures, Arabians in their books in the past, Arabians in their poems, every single thing they wanted in the Arabian horse is the complete opposite of what they want right now in beauty shows and contests. So, as a beginner or someone who knows nothing about Arabian horses, you should know that Arabian horses right now currently are usually the horses you see in beauty shows or contests, which is a horse that shows you some moves that are supposed to be beautiful, and the horse is supposed to be beautiful, especially when it comes for the shape of the head and the neck and the tail, and that's it. The Arabian horse in the past is a creature, an animal that you used in the battlefield or in hunting or in racing, who was in the past the fastest horse in the world until they discovered or made the thoroughbred horses. In the battlefield, when it comes for easily moving the horse and controlling him and using his speed against the enemy, it was the best breed in the world. And they conquered a lot of countries because of their way of riding and their Arabian horses. So there is a big difference between the old Arabian horse, which is the war horse, and the current Arabian horse, which is what I call a fashion model. There's a big difference. When it comes for the bloodline, it's a completely different issue that I will talk about in other videos. So the conformation of the Arabian horse, the conformation of the body, or the shape of the body, changed through time, and that's a fact. Why did it change? Is the change correct or bad, good or bad, right or wrong? It depends on opinions, and people will have different opinions. Yeah.